Hard work is hard. Generally, most people don't like working hard.
And yes, there's no way around doing hard work. Even nicely edited motivational videos from Schwarzenegger, Dwayne Johnson or Elon Musk might only help out of a motivation gap for 10 or so minutes. But the good thing is that exactly this neuroscientist and others have found and developed simple concepts to unlock and foster motivation. I tried these concepts for myself and hope to inspire you to try them as well, because I can tell that the concepts that I discuss in this video are working. So by the end of the video, you will have a guide that you can follow immediately to find and keep your motivation to get even hard things done easily. Have you ever wondered why you are not feeling motivated at work or school? Well, I did back when I was at university, but I did not reach a proper conclusion that went beyond the fact that I was just hating some of my classes. Now, in hindsight, I know the actual reason, and most of the time, it's actually quite simple, as we will find out in a second. If you're feeling like me a few years ago, you're not alone. A 2021 study found that only 36% of Americans feel engaged at work, and only 15% employees globally feel the same. That means that 2/3 of American employees are feeling uncommitted, and more than twice as much on a global level. That's crazy, and most of the time due to lack in passion, because people aren't engaged enough in their work and have too few opportunities. Looking back, that was the exact same reason why I felt demotivated at university. I was not passionate about some of the subjects, such as financial engineering, and therefore did not really engage in the content, and finally I was just about passing the semester, but I did not see myself further develop in that area. Knowing that lack of commitment and potential to develop make you feel demotivated, in turn, we can also easily create an atmosphere that creates the drive and motivation you are actually looking for. And that's what Daniel Pink in his book Drive describes. The 3 things that need to be met for workers or students to feel intrinsically motivated are the following. First, you need to have the ability to master a certain topic, meaning you have the chance to strive for perfection. That's, for example, the case if you learn a new language like Spanish. Theoretically, there's no limit to it, and you could become perfectly fluent. Second, you need to have a certain level of autonomy, so the ability to make relevant decisions on your own. And that's certainly not the case at university, because you are bound to a specific curriculum that you have to follow. But if you're learning a new language, you can decide how much and what you want to learn. And finally, you need a purpose, so a higher goal that fuels what you're doing. You might want to learn Spanish because you would like to travel to Latin or South America one day, or work in Spain. But at work or university, some or all of those 3 aspects are oftentimes just not met and make you feel unmotivated. So to create that initial drive, make sure you change your preconditions, maybe by talking to your boss to give you more autonomy or flexibility in what you're doing. And once you're set and your drive is unlocked, you need to keep going. To keep going is easier said than done. I mean, how often did you start with something new and exciting and have pretty fast surrendered? I myself have suffered from this in the past as well. I've always wanted to play an instrument, but was not really good with music. So I tried to grab my mom's old guitar and started to teach myself. I made decent progress and could even play a few songs from Coldplay, but after a few months I quit. And then I started to teach myself playing the drums. My cousin used to be a drummer, so I borrowed his old drums and tried to play. And again, I made good progress, but after a few months I quit and did not start to play another instrument. Both times I thought I was lacking the motivation to continue to play. Even though I had all what it takes to master the instrument, was free in my decisions when and what to play, and I really enjoyed playing them. But I quit. Today I know that having all those 3 preconditions met, motivation will only come with action. That's what the author Dean Bukhari preaches, and I truly believe in. According to him, most people think that action comes from motivation and is followed by more motivation. But in fact, it's the other way around. Action leads to more and more motivation. And that makes perfect sense, because only by doing something you can become better, which in turn motivates you to keep going. Now that you have unlocked your drive and started the action, it's time to master motivation. Because without knowing the simple tricks to constantly motivate yourself over months or years, you will never be able to hold on to your plans. Why else are there millions or even hundreds of millions inactive fitness club members across the globe? Apparently in the US, 2/3 of all fitness club members are not going there regularly. And why? Yeah, I bet nearly all of them because they cannot keep up their motivation after the initial 2 weeks hype. On the contrary, I've been going to the gym on average 4 days a week for the past 5 years, and I have never been lacking motivation. So why is there a group of people that is constantly being motivated and a second group that is lacking this motivation? Well, the neuroscientist Andrew Huberman nicely explains the difference between those groups. They are both exercising at the gym, and for both groups the workout is equally hard. The first group that works hard in the gym
for sake of a reward that comes afterward can make the hard work much more challenging and make us much less likely to lean into hard work in the future.
For example, if you're working out and rewarding yourself afterwards with a piece of cake, all of your dopamine will be released when eating the cake. However, constantly rewarding yourself after a hard piece of work lets your baseline level of motivation decrease over time. In turn, you need higher and higher rewards over time. Now, the second group that is working out in the gym embraces a growth mindset. That means that this group of people does not necessarily see the end of the workout as their goal, but rather the constant progress that they are making in the gym. They strive to become better every day. That's the key for long-lasting motivation, because once you embrace a growth mindset, you teach your brain to release dopamine whilst you are doing hard work instead of at the end. Having embraced this mechanism, you will want to engage in hard work and effort because you expect your brain to release dopamine and make you feel happy. But yeah, switching from one group to the other is a difficult process where you constantly have to tell yourself you love the effort, you do it by choice, and you're doing it for your own sake or higher purpose. Once you've understood and embraced this concept, you will never lack motivation again. Now you know how to get out of a rut, create the drive you need to perform the action you want, and finally master motivation to never run out of it in the future. If you're looking for a similar guide to success than to motivation, watch this video where I will share with you the simple equation to success.